After this, you have your yearly performance plan. Your yearly performance plan should coincide with your team performance plan. So I looked at some couple videos when I started coaching of the previous year when they played, and I looked at it and I was like, all right, look, these 4 things can happen on the floor. This number is at 35%, guys. Our yearly performance plan is that this number gets down to 10 to 15%. All right, that's gonna, based on the possessions, that's gonna be about 7 to 9 turnovers per game. Already, by me doing that, we're taking 10 more shots at the rim. Whether they go in or not, I don't know. Better chance. All right. So how this is our yearly performance plan. By the end of the year, this is what we want the numbers to be against the good teams. So now, what do we have to do? We got to get y'all to quit dribbling as soon as you catch it. We need y'all to dribble and see. If you're dribbling and you caught the ball and you're not going anywhere, you are doing a bad thing. Now, if you catch it and you start off to the rim because you see an opportunity, I need you to do that. But if you're just catching the ball, you need to be able to assess, because we're going to execute. And I don't think you can execute while you're doing this. All right. So anyway, so that will be a yearly performance plan. Me looking for that number to be down to 10 to 15%. And my team performance plan, as we're doing practices, we do retreat dribble drills. We do triple threat drills, because once you get kids good at attacking out of triple threat, then they're more likely to catch the ball and get in triple threat. But because today there's so much ground separation, there's so many trainers that, like, whenever the kid walks in, immediately he has a ball and he's already dribbling. So he doesn't know how to just catch the ball and assess. So you really have to, like, make sure your kids get good at triple threat so they'll want to be in it. And then they can make better reads and see the court. So those are part of our team performance plans that I put in as our vitamins that we did every day. And then that helped us execute a lot better. And of course, because of that, just that alone, it raised that. So that's the difference. My team performance plan and how I drew out my practice plans coincided with what I eventually wanted for the year. This is I sent the link. I have an app. I'll just explain that real quick. The reason I did the app is I was coaching an AAU team, and I'm a trainer at heart. Like even when I'm coaching, I don't really care about the games. Like, all these games at this tournament is doing is helping me build my next practice and training plan. Man, we really struggle against the zone because we don't know how to flash, we don't know how to throw clock passes, blah blah blah. So what I need to do is as I'm building that plan, this is what needs to happen. I was looking to execute things. We have a screen heavy offense because I know if you can play pick and roll, it doesn't matter how tall you are, you can play anywhere. I mean, who knows? If you remove pick and roll from basketball, I don't think John Stockton can play 20 years in the league. If you just say you can't do this, I don't know if he can play. I mean, he probably makes it, but he's really good, but who knows? So I'm like, the reason it's difficult is because the reads and all that. Long story short, like, since kids, let me get my train of thought for a second. So when I'm doing these plans, what I want the kids to understand is, like, hey, if you can learn these skills, this is going to really excel your game. So what I have to do is make sure I can teach you these little nuances. And a good quote to go by is, because we do a lot of little things. Once you understand the importance of little things, you realize there's no such thing as little things. The angle of the screen matters. And at the beginning of the practice, bad screen, let's do it again. Bad screen, let's do it again. And then they start holding each other accountable. And then they start doing it consistently. Now, when you have bad trainers or they're playing for another team, then that coach allows them to come off screens poorly, and so they never make it a habit. So you got to really be careful about, this is going to be our culture, our standard, and this is what we're going to do to ensure that we do these little things, because that's going to result in these numbers changing dramatically. But back to the app. I never finished that point. I was training kids, and they couldn't, with the things that I was executing, pick and roll, all that stuff, they didn't have the skills to execute it. So I was like, man, I need to train these kids. So I started using my practice time to train them how to make pocket passes, how to read. Well, now when we play in the tournaments, there's no chemistry. So I'm just like, okay, we need practice to build chemistry, but we also need skill to execute. So what I started doing is I was like, hey, here's an app. You guys need to do the things within this app at home. That's your skill stuff. Throw your pocket passes against the wall, and then I can operate practices. And that's what I did with my team, is I just forced them to start doing small things at home. So when we came and started having practice, I don't have to cover all that. All right. And another thing is just combining practices. One way to make sure you're a bit more efficient with your practices is combine them. Hey, we're about to run suicides, but we also need to work on ball handling. Everybody get a ball, dribble we can, down and back suicides. Maybe you add 3 seconds so they can make it or whatever, but now I'm doing two things at once. All right. So anyway, that player's assist, and it has a bunch of things like what coaches do wrong, what players do wrong, So there's a bunch of stuff in there that helps. And then film breakdown, we've kind of talked about that. You want the kids to see the same picture you're seeing. I think you used that exact word. I could see the picture. Yeah, an educated group is hard to stop because every time we're on the court, the kids have been taught enough. Like, listen to your kids, and remember, it's going to show up here before it ever shows up on the court. That's the process as a coach that we have to remember. So if my kid turns the ball over, throwing the ball straight, and he's like, my bad, coach, should have been a bounce pass. He's on his way. He can't. It doesn't go like I immediately throw bounce passes before I know I need to throw bounce passes. So you start understanding what and why and things like that, and then the kids start figuring out, hey guys, they're coming off that stagger screen. Hey, do you want me to hedge hard in front of them, or do you want to just switch it? Every action on the court gives them more information to think about. The reason kids bicker, complain, and argue is because they don't know. That's why you lose confidence. If I airball a shot out here, shooting out here, I don't lose confidence. I just say, oh man, I got to open my thumb. Oh, it came off my pinky, and I fix it on the next shot. Kids don't know why they're missing, so they lose confidence. If you know why, you don't lose confidence. You just fix it. So the film helps you do all that. Let's do one more slide because I know I got like 10 minutes. Wrong one. All right. So this is your coaching philosophy. Define your identity and stick to it. Like, how do you want to run your program? What's your culture? I'm like a real stickler at the beginning of the year. Like, let's say on the court, we don't walk. Like the first 3 weeks, I'm heavy on it. I mean, even if you get to the line and you just start walking right here, everybody on the line. Because I need them to start holding each other accountable. And like, some of the kids hate me. And like what you got to well, at the beginning, let me rephrase. I think the kids like but kids don't like when you're holding them accountable, especially when they don't understand it. But at the end of the day, it's for the good. It's creating a culture that you have to have. So a lot of players love me when I'm their trainer. So we have people that train with me. And everybody loves me when I'm their trainer because as your trainer, I'm like, hey, you're not a good ball handler. Let's do this drill, that drill. Let's get you. I'm just an exhorter. When I'm a coach, take this hat off, put that hat on. Hey, man, you're not a good ball handler. And they're pressing. Come sit next to me. Same guy, two different hats. And you got to understand that, like even as an organization, even now, like if y'all are going to make some extreme changes to your approach, you got to understand as you grow, people get mad at you for growing because they fell in love with who you currently are, but you're only moving 50 miles per hour. They're comfortable there. Now you're trying to say, hey, look, if you don't show up to practice, you're not going to start. They don't want to change the rules because they want to keep their habits that they've always had. So they don't want you to move to 70 miles per hour because 50 is comfortable. So as you start to rise up, you just got to know that I'm doing the right thing. And that's, even for me, it's tough. Like, I don't like kids sitting on the bench, but I have to choose our goals because I'm coaching the whole team over your emotions. All right. And so you have to understand that. We had and this might help with some with playing time. So we were at nationals and, a parent was complaining because one of the kids didn't play as much in nationals. All the games were tight. And up to that point, they're still trying to compete for gold ball, whatever. And they were mad at the coach. I was like, well, look, tell me this. How was your kid feeling when he did play in the game that I was at? How did he feel in the car? They was like, oh, yeah, he was miserable. He felt like he let the team down. I was like, yeah, because he's playing at a level that he's not ready for. And coach played him because he felt like he had to because you were complaining. I was like, okay, so he feels bad when he does play because he's not ready to play. And then the coach didn't play him, so he feels bad because he didn't get an opportunity to play. You have to understand where your kid is. He is not ready. And that's okay. You have to learn to be happy for other people. We have funny story. We had and this might be some of y'all, so don't take offense to any, but I tell the kids, take it professionally, not personally. When I had my second son, they told me, you have to have a big brother gift. I had never heard of that. And they were saying, he was like, oh, Jejuan, you're so young. You don't know what a big brother gift is. I was like, okay, what is that? I was like, well, what you do is when your younger son has a birthday, you need to buy the older son a gift so he doesn't feel forgotten about. And I was like, all right, what do you think? And I was like, well, I don't know how that's teaching your kid to be happy for other people. Like, if we work together and you get a raise, I should be able to be happy for you. But you got grown-ups that can't be happy for other people because they think when you get a gift, I get a gift. It's like, no, my older son has his birthday. That's his day. Younger son has his birthday. And kids have to adopt that and learn to be happy for other people because they're not always going to be at the top. You have to teach kids how to win. You have to teach them how to lose, because the first thing you got to keep in check when you get good at anything is pride. So you got to teach your kids, hey, this is how you become a winner, right? And this is how you lose correctly. All right. And so that's just kind of a thought there. So you're establishing your philosophy. What's my identity as a coach? We're going to be a defensive team. We're going to be a running team. Offensively, what are we going to do? If we did, like, these whole slides is a whole thing. So if we ever do this again, I can go through them a little slower and really kind of hunker down. So you have to have like your cornerstones. The cornerstones of your program, no matter the age, should revolve around your footwork, your defense, and your finishing. All right, because even if you're bad at the other things, you can still be a formidable team if you could do that. And I think at the beginning of practice, some of these things should take up 70% of your practices.
So like initial drills?
Yeah. Yeah. And it depends on where your team is. Like the group that I have, my older group, they have been training throughout the summer. It doesn't apply to them. But so tenure. Coaching tenure players, teach them ball security. All right, so we're going to get into that. So hip to hip just means there should be 3 points of contact. Right hand, left hand, ball on hip. So now when the ball gets hit, you can still hold it. If it's here, it's a turnover. So when I get the ball here, I got to teach my kids how to rip. I got to teach my kids, how to go over. I got to teach them how to play hip to hip. Now, they don't keep it here. They might go over because the guys crowd me, and I got to go here and get it to my hip and protect the ball. So hip to hip, ball you man, dribbling drills. Most trainers, I think, are trying to get players to be Kyrie first and then become an efficient Kyrie. Like I enjoy watching him play, but if anybody said pick the top point guards, Kyrie would not be like ever. I mean, I'm picking Chris Paul, Magic Johnson, Stockton, because their assist to turnover ratio is so high. That's how you're judged. Kyrie isn't on that list, even though I think he's the best ball handler. But think about it. Magic Johnson has less turnovers than Kyrie. He don't dribble nearly as good as Kyrie. But what did he do? Ball you man. Ball you man. What did John Stockton do? Ball you man. Be John Stockton first and then work on becoming Kyrie. Like when kids watch me play, I had some flash to my game. But even the USA, when they're playing Serbia and all them, guess what everybody's doing? Even Steph. Ball you man. At the end of the day, that's the fundamentals. Passing. So I'm just kind of going to go through these since I have all the ages so we can get on the court. We have some spacing drills so they understand that. I wouldn't really focus on winning per se. This is a winning possession. We had a 10U team that, like I said, the most athletic team is going to win. If they can overwhelm you athletically, they're going to win. So we would count possessions. How many possessions can it touch the right side, left side, paint touch? And for 10U, and what we tried to do is, since my older kids knew the program and they had played with me previously when I was like athletic director, I would use the older kids to help the 10U coaches. So the practices would run more efficiently. The kids look up to them, right? They're a winning team and all that stuff. And so we would teach like all these things. This is string passing. This is that. And so like if we were at a game, like a tournament, that's why I love the tournament. And our older group is watching the 10 or 12U. And they let it touch two sides. The whole program knew what that was. Hey, we gotta I forgot what we coined it, but we gotta paint touch on both sides. I mean, the kid that got the ball threw it over the whole backboard, but they look over there and they're all happy because the varsity players recognize that they touch both sides and got a paint touch. So you're just trying to get it, build culture. 12U, you gotta start learning your manipulations, a proper pump fake, jab fake, and pass fake. Passing out of triple threat, ball security, of course, but hip-to-hip attacks, not just protecting it, attacking, spacing and understanding the player movement that comes with that. So form shooting homework. So I'd send them home, hey, no ball, look in the mirror, you watch your shot, you do ghost shots, thumb to palm, and if that's where they are, that's all we watch. Because a lot of kids do stuff like this, thumb to thumb, that's not good, all right? Thumb up here, palm back there, that's not good. So you just teach a kid thumb to palm. That's proper technique. And you shoot 50 before you get in the shower. You do 50 after. And you starting to teach kids routine. Because if you could teach them routine, they're going to be fine. At something in basketball, right? Even if it's just hip to hip, whatever you train them at. So we start sending like some homework for them. 14U, you start understanding spacing and player movement, like dribble handoffs, hard cuts, and what that means. Like being able to recognize, hey man, that's a pointless cut, and we all can see that. You got to cut harder, because then we start establishing what a good cut does. Like if I'm here, boom, and I do a good cut, that guy has to help. Otherwise, I'm going to be open for a layup, which now the guy that lifts for the shot is open. On film, everybody on our team can see that. Like it's rare where we praise the shot maker. Like, hey man, that ball was on time, on target. Nice, way to knock it down. You did your job, but you got to be you got to start teaching those things. So, like I said, I wish I could go deeper in those, but we'll keep it moving. You got to understand. We do something called a Cobra drill. How many players do you think we'll have out there today? 10. Okay, that's a good number. We'll talk about that. A good transition drill. 16U. So now you're starting to master the fundamentals, the footwork, the body mechanics. Consistently finish at least 7 finishes with both hands. So you start setting these standards that they have to kind of abide by, and maybe that's what you send them home with over the summer, so they'll know exactly what hard work means. Hey, you're leaving this summer with 3 finishes that you can go 15 for 20 on if I made you do it. When you get back, you need to have 6 finishes that you could do that, And so now they actually know exactly what they're working on. So these are practice plans. I'll establish one. Just kind of write these down, because I'm not going to have this PowerPoint. I'll just show you how to do that. So I would say do a practice plan in 4s, and then I'll remember what that means when we're out there. And basically what it means is you don't do any drill longer than 4 minutes. So it forces communication, it forces quick movement, it forces sprint to a spot. So what you'll see is, hey, we're doing layup drills because we're working finishing for 4 minutes. Over here, we're going to work defense. So as soon as it's 4 minutes, blow the whistle, they got to sprint and jump into the defensive drill. Now, we won't have names of drills like out here, so I'll have to teach them what we're going to do. But once practice gets going, you say, hey, Cobra drill down there, and everybody should be sprinting, because we don't walk on the court. And if they walk, problem, we're all on the line. And so now you're moving from drill to drill, and you cover. Now, let's say, oh man, 4 minutes isn't enough to work defense. Well, this is what you do. You work finishing, then defense down here. Then you work passing. Then you work defense again the next 4 minutes. Then you work something, then you do defense. So now you're going to get in 20 minutes of defense. And sometimes teams have to be at a certain place to do that, but that's the gist. So this is another practice plan. You could do 24 minutes of like your vitamins, like passing and footwork. Most turnovers are because of lack of footwork, not because of lack of ball handling. All right. Like if a kid gets trapped, he's like this instead of reverse pivoting, right? So your footwork is what's actually turning the ball over. 4 minute break, you have to go on your IPP plan, or you can work on stats. So let's say we're trying to establish which 2 guys are going to be able to take some threes that are kind of outside of Rob. Well, what we do is we stat throughout the season, because you can't do one day. One kid can get lucky and have 7 for 10. But over the course of 3 months, your shooters will be your shooters. You'll look at the stat, and basically it's just simple. After they've warmed up, the coach comes down. All right, we're going to do catch and shoot from the corner, and then pump fake, 1 dribble corner. And you stat it. All right, Ethan went 6 for 10 today, blah, 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 and such and such. So now and you don't need to do it for this reason. You're doing it for you, so you could be taking better shots. But then when a parent comes to you, you're just like, hey, look, these are the numbers I got. Your kid consistently shoots 4 for 10, and that player shoots 7 for 10. That's why he takes more shots. And they do that at every level. Like, we know who's going to take shots for, name the team, right? I mean, we know who that's going to be. So then you could work 24 minutes of finishing and defense. And, you're kind of doing one and the other, or one or the other at that time. So finishing on this side, and so we could do small groups defense on this side, like 6 guys here, 6 guys there. So they could get a lot of finishing reps and a lot of defensive reps, and then switch them, however you want to do that. 4 minute break. And you can continue it like that. That's how you could write your practice plan. And over time, that can equate to 2 hours if you duplicate this 2 more times. All right. So this is kind of getting into your concepts. So your vitamins, this is a good one for younger ages. These are your vitamins. So you write down what you value at the younger age group. Finishing and footwork has to be in it, and preferably passing too. So now we work 20 minutes on, and we'll show you how to make it game-like. 20 minutes of this, then we'll do team concepts, because we need those. Maybe those are plays. Maybe that's how we're going to work on our cuts. And then we do a controlled scrimmage, because at that age, you have to throw in some fun. If you don't, you'll lose them. So then when you cycle back, it's vitamins for just 10 minutes instead of 20. 20 minutes team concepts, boom. And then here, the finished practice, 5 minutes, 25. And so now the kids can like look for it. And sometimes you got to take this away. Hey, we're not having type practice we need to do. We just going to drill, you know. And so you got to take away and stick to it. And that's the other thing. Stick to whatever you're going to say. If you're going to say it, stick to it. Otherwise, it's tough to keep the kids honest. You know, I had a quick story. I had the AU team I had this year. I made them juggle. I said, hey, everybody has to be able to do at least 7 catches, or else you're not going to start or play when we get to the tournament. Well, the better players thought I was joking, and we get to the tournament and they're not playing, and we lost the tournament because our better players were, and I played them. They just didn't play as much as their talent should allow. And the parents were upset, and we had a meeting. I was like, look, why are y'all upset with me? And February 15th, I gave them this homework. Our first tournament was August, whatever, beginning of April. I gave your son something that he is capable of doing, and you're mad at me. I was like, the worst player on the team learned to do it. Why can't your son do it? I was like, the only reason I did this is so you can see how your habits are. I just tried to find something that everybody was weak at and put it on you, and your son decided not to do it because he's used to somebody making a promise and not following through on it, and now y'all are mad at me. And guess what? A week later, guess what everybody on our team could do? Juggle. One of them could juggle with 4 balls. Like crazy. It's like, so you're mad at me. And I was like, but that's how you treat your left hand. That's how you treat your free throw shooting. That's how you treat everything. Y'all just don't realize it because I say, hey, work on your left hand, and you go home, you don't. And then it's just words. I was like, guys, information can't just lead to more knowledge. At some point, information has got to lead to action. And the only way I can teach that lesson is if you as parents allow me to sit your kid right next to me. Otherwise, we can't enforce it. So that's another big point in doing that. So another drill, just so y'all can see it. 20 minutes, throw in some fun. If you have a team, and it just depends on where your team is mentally. And so those are some of the practice plans. So that's pretty much the time. Y'all got any questions before we head out? Yes, sir. Yeah.
Where do you look to really focus on that starting that? So like this is where you just simplify it for the younger kids.
Oh, for the younger kids?
Yeah. So like what age?
Oh, gotcha. Typically, a lot of theirs is going to look a lot alike, and so it's typically going to be left hand, being able to finish with both. If you can teach your young kids, 10U, 12U, even 14U, how to dribble, pass, and finish with both hands, you're on the right track. So by the time there's 16U, you're going to have a solid team, because when you're in transition, you can make passes and score the easy layups. So theirs is going to look very similar. You don't really have to get in depth. When they get 16, 17U, they've kind of established some obvious different roles. But when they're younger at 10U, if you could teach that bigger kid to pass, dribble, because even though he might not be on the perimeter, he still could be. Jokic is a point guard from the paint. When Jokic sets a screen, most times guards have to say, hey, set it on this side. Jokic is, if I'm setting a screen, I'm like, hey, I'm about to turn it. And I'll turn it because of what I saw as a post player. When both of us can be on that level, it's almost impossible to guard screens. But you want to teach players, no matter their size, everything. And then if they buy in, I mean, you're looking at a really good team. You're looking at some matchup nightmares. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm.
Let's go outside.
We're at court 4, which is
Catch it. Got to run past them. Turn around. Where's the next ball coming from? All right, pause it. All right. 4 lines, 4 balls. Some people would say this is impossible, but it's not. So you're going to throw it to the second guy in line, but you guys have to hurry up and get to where you need to be. Right now, when you pass it, you just turn your brain off for about 3 seconds, and it's messing up the flow. As soon as you get it, what's happening next? Learn to play ahead. Ready? Go. Turn around. I told you. All right, pause it. All right, so start thinking, where is it going to go next? Let's go.
Do we always pass to this person
Yep.
every time I'm passing?
Yep. Ready? Go. Are those shoes and Crocs still there? I can borrow both of those? Yep. Thanks. Oh, my bad. And one more. Thanks. Hey, start saying the person's name. Y'all, everybody know each other's name? All right, pause it. Hey, let's hustle down here. I need three in the line there, three in the line there, three in the line at that shoe. All right, and I need one ball to start at each one. Boom. Yep, you come here. Go over there. All right, you go to either line since it's three and everybody. All right, so this is the, let's lose your ball for a second. So these are drills that are really good to do because it forces y'all to pass on the move in transition. All right, and I like drills where you don't have to wait in line, and I like drills where you don't get to turn your brain off. So like 3-man weave, not a huge fan of that because you get to turn your brain off. All right, so both of y'all lose those basketballs. All right, so this again, if the ball's going flying around the gym on this drill, we're not a good transition team. All right, now normally another thing that I'd have is I'd have a cone or something about right here, which signifies that's where you need. That's like when you're doing a relay race, the ball should get to you before you get to this cone, before you get to the block, before you get there. All right, so this is a timing drill, passing on the move and catching on the move. You'll be surprised how many players have to stop to pass. So here, if you throw me the ball and I'm running, a lot of guys have to stop to catch it. And you should be able to run through a pass and keep moving. Because that's what you need to do when there's a press, right? Ethan's getting pressed, he throws the ball, I stop, he runs through. All right, so we got to keep moving. So I'm going to take one dribble, you start running. Boom, you start running, you go. Go, Micah. Sprint. Sprint. Oh, you should be running. No dribbles in necessary. Go ahead. Good. Good. Got to lead him. Throw it where he's going, not where he's at. And so these drills are just drills you need as a team because you can't play transition offense if you can't score the easy buckets. All right, pause it. Hey, let's get a ball, another ball. So now there's 2 balls in the mix. All right. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Both of y'all are going to dribble and take off. Ethan's catching the pass from you. All right. Ready and go. Good. Start running. Be running. Good. Lead them. Lead them. Catch it on the move. Know where you're throwing. There you go. Bounce passes now. Go, bounce. All right, relax. All right, so here's one thing about passing. Let me see that, Mike. Let me see that ball. You good? If I throw Ethan the ball and I throw it like this, that's a good pass. So passing is not about power. Passing is about location. I don't have to body slam the ball to get it to him. That's a good pass. All right, so let's go one more time. And instead of our whole body turning and telling the whole world we're about to pass it, why can't we just catch it, flick our wrist, and throw a guy where he needs to go? All right, so let's get the ball to start here. Let's try it one more time, and let's see if we can lead guys where we want them to go. Now, for some of you, the timing is off. When this guy catches the ball, you're supposed to be in a dead sprint. This is called a Japanese passing drill. All right, ready? Go. Come on, run. There you go. Throw it where he's going. Nice, that was a good one. Good. You time it. That's why you're skipping the whole time. You got to run. Get ready. Go. Sprint. Good. That's better. Good. All right, relax. All right, so look, this is how we're going to do teams. Everybody that's wearing a black shirt, go over here. That's how we'll establish team. Okay, yeah, dark. That's dark enough. All right. Hey, let's get the Crocs and shoes off real quick. We're gonna do a couple of games, and we'll do small-sided games first. So basically, what we're doing is the rules are gonna make you do what I think you inevitably need to learn. We'll do it in threes. So 1, 2, 3. Y'all are a team. All right. 1, 2. Elias, come over here. 3. All right. And then y'all got 4, so y'all number out 1 through 4. All right. So this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna play, and if at any moment a guy scores past you, you lose. So let's say we were going to 10, and the score is 9-1. If you don't wall up in front of the guy and he scores, game is over. All right. So let me break this down real quick. Go to the block. Elias, you go to the wing. You go to this wing. Let's get him the ball. All right. Let me get 3 of y'all, since y'all wearing a darker color. Guard each one of them. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this is what I mean by that. I'll be you for a second. If I attack and I get past him, I'm going to score a regular layup. And if I score that, it's game. If you get in front of me and wall up and I score it over your head, that's just 1 point. All right. The reason Micah's dropping, because if he don't help the helper, then he scored without anybody being in front of him, right? So Micah drops and forces me to throw it there. And we'll play our percentages. Because who's gonna make more? Caleb or Elias? Under the basket or 3? Play your percentages. I know he probably been cooking and in some threes, but you got to play your percentages. And my guess is this. You can't assume that players know where they're going to go with the ball, right? Like, you can't assume that he's going to throw it there, so that's why you didn't get that. No, take this away, and more times than not, he's going to shoot the ball or turn it over if you throw it. All right, so that's how the game is going to be played. All right, so this is how we'll do it, just so all of y'all can play. We're going to go 3-on-3-on-3 with that being the rule. All right, so y'all down there, lose your ball. The team with 4, y'all got ball first. All right. All right, so hey, make sure you abide by the rules. You might have to help before you stay with your man because you don't want to give up layups. All right, ready? Play. Good. Good, good. Make them make one more play. That's the rule. Help, help. There you go. Good. All right, that's going the other way. Go get it, Mike. All right, going this way. Let's go. Other team ball. On the hop, on the hop. Let's go. Oh, no. As soon y'all going that way now. Y'all going that way. Yeah. Good. Good help. All right, get back, get deep. Don't let them score that. All right, game. Y'all's team is off. So timeout. So we saw that. Ethan went for a steal. Let's go out there. So this is what you have to learn. Were you in the mix? Where were you?
Yeah, I was trying to.
All right, go out there. What do you have to do if it's game over? Yes, just be here. And the only option he got is that. But you was more worried about him scoring than the game being over. All right, we going that way. Go. So if we were playing for real, that would be game. Turn over. Let's go. Good. In your head, you need to think. Make them make one more play. Gotta talk. Play it. Good. Turn over. Let's go. Y'all ball. Go. All right, pause it. All right, so if I was coaching, you'd be coming out the game because you threw a hook shot, elbow not facing the rim, with no passes, and your top player didn't touch the ball. So you will be coming out. Let's go. Hey, there you go. Way to make them score over your head. All right, let's pause it. We're going to do some new rules. Stay like this. Y'all stand at, hey, pay attention. Y'all stand at half court. All right, ball's over here. So now here's the next rule. We're going to force the ball to the left no matter what. So you're going to be here? No, to the left, to his left. There we go. Now, here's the rule. If at any moment you get beat right, have you subbed in yet? Oh, y'all are subbing yourselves? Okay, perfect. All right, so now if the guy goes into you and goes way over here to go right, I don't got no problem with that. What I'm talking about are straight line drives. So if he stepped over one step, right, and I was able to go like this, that's when it's over. I don't care how far he gets. If he gets right here, that guy has to come super early to help to save the day. Does that make sense? So so now Ethan's in big help because we're just going to allow them to throw the ball to that side of the court. So since he's giving this up, Ethan should be there so he could have a one-way closeout. All right, so you sprint there and you'll close out high because if Micah beats you right, y'all are off, but they make or miss it. All right, throw it over there. Here's the last thing because I need to hear communication. If their guy is far, you're the low man. So if he does, remember we're giving up left, right? So force him. Hey, and then no, let him go left, and then you got to help outside the lane line. You would have both. You're like, I got both of them. All right, so look, we're gonna play. If they score with their left hand, that is on me, the coach, and my scouting report. That is not on you. If you get beat right, that is on you. You got to sit with me. All right. I love having extra assistant coaches. Here we go. Get off of him. There you go. Good. Close out. There you go. Close out. Got to guard him. Good. Make him go left. Left. Beat him there. There we go. Good job. Good. Keep him left. There you go. Guard him left. If you just drive right, the game is y'all are done. That's like scoring a bucket. Keep it. There you go. Good. There we go. Let's go. Talk. You got to talk. All right. That's good. And what you'll notice is players can dribble with their left. Very few of them can attack with their left. There you go. Good. There you go. Let's bring it down. Guard Caleb straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Guard Caleb straight up. All right. Beat him there. Good. Nice. Good. All right. So pause it. Pause it. I am good with that shot for a couple of reasons. I don't think he could beat us with that because here's what happened. You were here and you did your job. Not you. You were defending. What hand did he shoot it with? Yeah, he shot it right in front of your face. So you were here. He shot it and made it. I'm good with this. That's us playing our percentages. All right. He shot it with his right because what hand is he? Yeah. If he was on this side, you couldn't have touched it. And more importantly, here's the thing about forcing left. Ethan can go both hands, but here's the difference. Ethan doesn't hit guys on time on target nearly as well going left as he does right. So when he gets the paint touch, he doesn't make everybody as much better as he does when he's going right. When he goes right, he has 5 different finishes. When he goes left, he has 2. You get what I'm saying? If we help early, which is called low help, and you got help, can he throw a hook pass with his left hand to that corner? I don't think he'd do it on time on target. Can he do it with his right? Yes. So you're doing it for more reasons than just the layup. Once you know you have help that way, it becomes easier. All right, you score. Y'all go that way. Let's keep going. Oh, game over. Game over. Let's go. Keep going. Let's go. So they would be off. That would be game. All right, so hey, for the sake of time, let's pause it real quick. Come back, Caleb, with the ball. Come back. All right, so here's the next rule. I want the ball played 70% of the time. Here, y'all step off for a moment. 70% of the game I want played on this left side. So, Elias, take the ball out for me real quick. You're going out of bounds, and y'all are going this way. Who's on your team? Let's say it's, well, Caleb's left-handed, but I'm going to guard him anyway. So let's say I'm guarding full court. I am not guarding full court to not let Caleb catch. I am guarding full court to establish the side. So you watch out real quick. So stay here, Caleb. So if I want the ball on the left side, where do you think Caleb's going to go if I'm defending like this? He's going to run there. Throw it. So now I'm going to keep him on this side as we get down court. That's all I want. That's your job. That's it. That makes sense? And if he go, so what you don't want to do is throw it there. Caleb's here, and you stand right behind him, or you stand on this side, because now he runs to what side? All right. Again, he's a bad example because he's left-handed, but if your whole defense is predicated on bringing help early to the left side, that might be okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Y'all three are gonna play full court, and it's your job to establish to get the ball on the left side. So raise your hand if you're on Caleb's team. I forgot. 1, 2, 3. All right. So y'all are going this way now. Y'all are on defense. If you're guarding the guy taking out the ball, get back. Make sure they don't catch it on the dead sprint. All right. Let's go. Who's guarding the ball? All right. Get back. Keep him over there. Keep him over there. Good. Good. Oh, y'all got to talk. Wall up. Good. All right. Hey, so, hey, we're still playing. Keep going. So now, y'all, it's offense to defense. Take it out. Take it out. Full court. No, hey, it's like a real game. So, Caleb, it's not y'all's ball. All right, here we go. Good. Keep it over there, Elias. Good. Good. Keep him over there. Keep him over there. Don't let it come back. Good. All right. All right, so pause. Hey, so y'all sub in. So now, I'm just adding quick rules. Here's the next rule. If you're the reason, y'all get Caleb's team. If you're the reason the ball goes right, you got to come out. And I'm going to sub one of them in. So all y'all get off. Let's say Elias' team stays on. So this is what I mean. Elias, go to that wing. You guard Elias. Who else on Elias' team? Okay, you go top the key. You go over there. So Elias is going this way. Force him left. Force him left. All right, now, pause it. I don't want the ball getting back to the right. You shouldn't have to be in help going right. Why? Because Ethan don't have no business letting Elias go right. Because his butt should be to this baseline. So basically, once we've established, we know where he's going to go. I want guys to have to throw a left-handed pass across the court. So once the ball is over there, it stays over there. And the reason it stays is because you need to be here, because if he turns his shoulder to throw a pass, you should steal it. So he needs to think, I can't throw it to him because he's too close. Where can I go? Baseline. All right? And once he starts driving, then you get off of him. All right, so ball up top. Get to your spot. Oh, timeout. So where do you need to be? Because if we throw it right, you're subbed out the game. If you're the reason the ball gets back to this side, you're coming out. So when he has the ball, what should you do? Throw it back here. If the ball goes right, it's on you. So he shouldn't get beat right. All right? So you're backing up. Don't back up. All right, let's go. All right, we'll work on that. Here we go. Video. There we go. Good. Help. Big help early. Drop. There you go. Good. All right. So, hey, let's go ahead. Ethan, y'all ball coming this way. Get back, Lies. Get back. Let's go. Take it out, Ethan. Take it out. Take it out. How y'all gonna establish them on the left side? How y'all gonna establish them? Y'all gotta talk. Big help, Caleb. We want them to throw it there. Time out. Come back. Come back. Come back. Quickly, 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 quickly. Caleb, we want them to throw it more left. Don't deny that. Go back to where you were. Be in big help so Ethan feels like it's crowded and he's wide open. All right, ready? Go. Big help. Good. Now get back. One way closeout. Good. All right, good. Keep him over there. Good. Good. Big help. Big help. All right. All right, good. Take it out. Come this way. Last one, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. All right, good. Way to stay on that side. Keep coming. Go, play. Bring back. All right, so look, this is what we're going to do. This is we're running out of time, so I don't know if I can explain it quick enough. It's called Cobra drill, where you have a guy where guys run on. So I'm going to do a different drill that's not as good, but we'll get the analogy. We're going to go 3-on-2, 2-on-1 defender. Ethan, what's your name? Tristan? You go there. But you know, like if there are volleyball standards here, that's where you would stand. Hey, let's get 3 lines down there, everybody. 1, 2, 3. 3-on-2, 2-on-1. If you're the reason it's a turnover, you take the shot, you got to get back into 1. Now, the reason we're starting here, coaches, is so we have to talk. So right now, if I was on defense, I would be here. I'm like, hey, Ethan, I got rim. You got ball. And so we have to communicate to establish that. I don't want to already be set up because that's not how transition works. We need to establish it. Now, you guys have to make them one more pass than you are people. All right? So there's 2 of y'all. We need to make them make 1, 2, 3 passes. If they score after that, I'm good. Don't worry about it. But if they score in 2 or less, that's not good. On the way back, let's say you shot it. You have to make them make at least 2 passes because you're the only guy back. That's one of you, right? So you need to make 2 passes. All right? So ready? Go. 3-on-2. Okay, good. Sprint, 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 sprint. Make a pass. There you go. All right, so that's 1 pass and a score. You're just trying to figure it out. All right, so y'all got to hurry up and get there. All right, hold it. One more thing. I got ball. Look, it is impossible. Let's say they were going this way and I had ball. It's impossible to stop ball and first pass. So when y'all get back, you got to, whoever's bottom has to say, I got first pass. All right, and then you don't chase the ball. You can't be 2 places at once. Ready, go. We pass. Get back. Who turned it over? Get back. Get back. Sprint. Sprint. There you go. Talk to him, Caleb. Tell him to get where he needs to be. All right. So you got to find a way to wall up and make him make 2 passes. Let's go. Make him make 1 more pass. Get back. Get back. All right, but time out. So look, here's the thing about 2-on-1s. Like in the NBA, it's really difficult to stop 2-on-1s. Why? Because you just throw a alley-oop. Everybody can dunk. If you don't guard me, I'm going to dunk. If you do, I'll throw it over the top. That's not how this works. So y'all have to do a better job. Watch this. So y'all 2-on-1 against me. Ready? Both of y'all are coming. And then I just guard him. That's it. And then that's 2 passes. That's it. So you saw me stunning. I had no intentions but on the flight of the ball to get here and make them do that. All right? All right, let's do 1 more. All right? Because we got like 1 minute left. All right? Ready? Go. 1 pass. That's it. Get back. Sprint, 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 sprint. Get deep. All right, you let a guy below you. So hey, the biggest thing, that's all we have time for. The biggest thing is to get deep as quick as you can. Hold up. Make sure y'all listening. I can't do everything I need to do with my hips turn. I have to get deep first, full sprint, and then if he throws a pass, I can run and get it. You can't get a pass this way if your hips are this way. So, like, there has to be more urgency. Right now, there's not transition urgency, and it's ignorance. It's not your fault, right? Like, but as you get better at this, you got to understand it. You got to save some possessions, all right? So, we did a bunch of games that are forcing you to do what we want. And when y'all are doing these drills, this is kind of what you have to tell yourself. Like, I always got to give like a certain level of effort so I can give the look that's needed so it simulates the game. Otherwise, you're not helping your team. It don't matter if you're a starter or not. Like, you got to get the drills right. Like, and then y'all got to do a better job at communicating the drills. Once you know the drill, it's your job to lead the drill. Like, those are the responsibilities you got to like take on so you can have good practices. You're only as good as the way you practice, all right? And I think kids think they can turn it on and turn it off, and you can't. All right. So, yeah, so we'll break from there. One more thing, and I'll just say this before we leave because we did this on the session. As y'all are playing, there's 3 things that y'all want to make sure you do. You want to have a good thing to make people make mistakes vertically. So that's what? A good what? Pump fake. All right. And I'm not talking about, this isn't a pump fake because I'm ready to drive already. I don't shoot like this. This isn't a good pump fake. The ball's going up while I'm going down. You have to be able to keep your knees bent, pump fake. Second thing, you got to make people make them. How do you make people lift if you're already dribbling? Hezzy, right? These are hezzies. All right. Now lateral. That's how you make people make mistakes this way. That's how you make people make mistakes this way. And then finally, once you're driving, change gears. Now, here's why that's important. When y'all watch film, you should watch for guys. And you should say, oh, man, he's undisciplined. He jumps at everything. What would you give him a heavy dose of? Pump fakes. That's the best move in basketball. If it works, you get both of your shoulders by the guy. And now you're coming into a game with a plan. But then all of a sudden, I got a guy who's kind of slew-footed, doesn't move well. What would he get a heavy dose of? Laterals. Make him make a mistake this way first. All right? Don't do him a favor and just attack him. Get you a lateral and then go. All right? And, of course, you always need to be good at changing pace. Like when I'm dribbling, being able to boom, change speeds, that is difficult to guard. So this is how you need to watch your game. Watch yourself on film. Man, I'm a 3 for 10 on pump fakes. Like, that's what I value myself. When I come to next practice, I need to be a 6 for 10. Anybody in here could do that if they decide to do it on purpose. Every time they catch the ball, no intention to shoot. Then move the ball, right? Because if I'm looking at the rim, I see everything. Man, I really don't do many laterals. Make sure you get good at all the things because you just being an athlete, like there's not going to be any Derrick Roses in here where you could just do one move and you're by guys. You're going to have to do it on purpose. So as I was watching y'all play, those are some of the things that y'all want to start doing. Everybody's kind of just attacking. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind, all right? All right, I don't want to overstay our welcome here. Yeah. Say it one more time. Oh, okay. So that game, I basically did it. That wall-up game was when if they scored around you, it would have been game over. So that's them learning to wall up. And just about that, where we kind of struggled. Micah had a decent one there, but he has to learn, like, you always compete with your feet. So you're that. So like a lot of guys think walling up is just here and I sit still. No, guys have Euro steps now. Some of these guys can pro hop really well, and get out of your position. You got to learn to compete with your feet and stay in between him and the basket. So like a lot of times you have a tendency to be still, and then they get by you, and now they're kind of snaking in a shot. So that's a game that basically, and you had one, he missed because you walled up. And a lot of times the kids do a lot of this, all right? And then that's going to send guys to the line. So you want to make sure you're winning those battles, free throw, layups, and corner threes. And if you're walling up, you're not fouling and you're not giving up layups. You're giving up floaters. 2 very different shots. Yeah. Is there anything to say?
Another question on the roll up. Then are you wanting to usually teach your big guys to get there early and then wall up? Or are you wanting them to let the guy go by and then try to block up here?
No, I don't.
Because sometimes people want to let them kind of go by and then block.
That's not a good habit. I wouldn't practice any habits. Like, you got to be good at walling up to be able to do that. I wouldn't make that part of my plan because the good players, that waiting to go by stuff won't work. They're going to finish with their inside hand. They're going to, you know what I mean? It's not a good plan. It works out when you're playing lower level players and it's fool's gold because you think you're good at it. You're just kind of doing it. So I would teach getting to my spot early, and that's a recruitable skill. If I'm watching film and I see you getting there early, that tells usually when a guy's blocking from behind, he's doing a couple things. Like, I can't stand it. If I see this from our players, unless it is a perfect matchup, all that stuff, measuring guys up before they go and go for a layup, if you do that, that's guaranteeing he's going to shoot at the rim and you're probably going to foul him. Those are the 2 things. So I'd rather you get in front of him and make him make another play because he's not even thinking about that in transition typically. Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other questions real quick?
Sounds like I was very clear.
This is fantastic.
Oh, okay.